I think this is a better setup. I think I like it already. Hey there, Trevina here. Today I want to talk to you about time. As I've stated in my other video, my 29th birthday came up recently. While it was fun celebrating, I had to reflect a little bit on my views on time. I realized that I let time stress me out way too much, and I know I'm not alone in this. You know, we think, oh, by 30, I should have a house and a husband and a baby, and I should be like CEO of whatever and whatever. And while it's great to have goals, you know, it's really important to have SMART goals. And an aspect of having a SMART goal is that the time frame in which you give yourself to accomplish it is realistic. But if you're like me, you're probably pretty impatient. You look at timelines and you think, well, if I apply myself, I could probably do it way faster than expected. I feel like my son has really taught me not to be so concerned with time, because you really can't look at a child and say, well, by this age, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. You know, there are guidelines, but they sort of exist in a spectrum of sorts. So maybe by this age, they're saying this many words. Maybe by that age, they're doing these sort of play activities. And as all parents could probably tell you, or, you know, as all parents can probably attest to, all kids don't operate on the same timeline. And as a mom, as an overachieving mom, this sometimes drives me crazy. Of course, I hope that my son is a genius and he already knows how to play the piano by like 6 months and he's already running by 2 months. But motherhood has really shown me that I have zero control of time. So a major lesson I've had to learn lately is not to let time stress me out. And these are 3 things I sort of keep in mind whenever I start to feel myself get impatient and just like really hurry. Like I really want to rush the universe to make things work. The first thing I keep in mind is that we cannot control time at all. I think it's like really egotistical of us as humans to give such strict rules to time. Like, oh, you little human, you control time and space. Like, congratulations, I guess. Like, no, we don't. We do not control time and space. We can do as much as we can, but when push comes to shove, a second is a second, 10 years is a decade, and there's nothing we can really do about that. Another thing I like to keep in mind is that everything happens for a reason. And not only for a reason, but it happens on time. Like every mom out there to a toddler, I have watched Moana a million times. And every time I watch Moana, I get a new little life lesson to take away from it. So if you remember, Moana actually set out to sail once and she failed. This was the time she set out to sail with the pig. She failed, the boat crashes, she washes up back on shore, and her grandma catches her. And if you remember, she says, whatever happened here, blame it on the pig. Now at first, Moana's really distraught because it really seems like, damn, I can't sail worth a damn, like I might as well give it up. But the truth is, Moana had to fail because she had to go back and learn about the ships, get the heart from her grandma. She didn't have the heart by then. And she had to go back and get Heihei, who is an integral part of getting the heart to Te-Fiti. Keep up with me if you're not a Disney person. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing. But it was really important for Moana to fail and to go back and to get those key things in order to restore the heart to Te-Fiti. It's important to remember that life has a wild way of always working out. It may not happen on the timeline that you give it, or it may not happen in the way that you envision it, but it's going to work out. You really have to keep faith in yourself and your abilities to adapt and prepare and learn, faith in the universe that it's truly on your side. Just have that faith and know that it is going to work out. A much more recent lesson, and the third thing that I've really been keeping in mind, is that things truly take time. Like, I'm super impatient. I look at people and I say, well, I want what she wants. How do I go get it? And while it's great to, like I've said, to create goals and have aspirations, you really have to remember that time is a factor in all of this. So one thing that's happened to me recently is that I look at some people and, you know, career-wise, and I think, man, I want to achieve that. But I have to take a step back and think about the age of these people. Some people that I look up to are 60 years old. Some people are 10 years older than me. Since, you know, turning 29, I have fully experienced at least 2 sets of 10 years. So now I have it in my mind, like, oh, a lot can happen in such amount of time. So now that I have this perspective, I guess perspective of age, I realize that I just gotta put the work in and prepare for when the opportunity does come. So if you're impatient like me, just keep those 3 things in mind when you feel yourself sort of starting to get restless and wonder, like, when's my turn? When am I gonna come up to bat and be ready to go? I thought my kid was waking up from his nap. Cause mommy's got a YouTube during nap time.